Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Anuta, the Crochet World, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please subscribe to my channel. Like, share and comment on my videos, and today we're going to do this beautiful pattern for a heart keychain. Here it is. It looks like this, and for this particular project I've used my 100% cotton yarn, and for this one I've used a 3 mm of the hook. Here it is. So let's begin. So here it is. For this one, we will start with a magic circle. So just have your yarn and have a magic circle here, just like this. And here it is. Now I'm going to have a chain 1. Now this chain 1 is not a stitch. I've made this chain 1 only to secure this magic circle. And here it is. It looks like this. And now I'm going to have one more chain 1 here. And I will loosen up my work a little bit here, like this. And now we're going to have our puff stitches into this magic circle. So for that, we're going to yarn over and insert your hook into this magic circle and grab your yarn. You're going to have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over again and insert your hook into this magic circle and grab your yarn over for the 3rd time and insert your hook into this magic circle and grab your yarn. Here it is. And now you're going to have 7 loops on your hook. So here it is. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. You're going to have 7 loops on your hook. Now yarn over and pull your yarn through all 7 loops. Here it is. And now chain 2 here. So here it is. Have a chain 1 and one more chain. So we're going to have a chain 2. Just like this. And now we're going to repeat this pattern for another 7 times. So here it is. We will go to this magic circle and we're going to have another puff stitch. So here, yarn over, and we're going to yarn over for 3 times. So yarn over for the 1st time, insert your hook into this magic circle and grab your yarn. Yarn over for the 2nd time, insert your hook into this magic circle and grab your yarn. Yarn over for the 3rd time, insert your hook into this magic circle and grab your yarn. And here it is. You're going to have 7 loops on your hook. Now yarn over and pull your yarn through all 7 loops. Here it is. And now we will have chain 2. So here it is. It's 1 and 2. Again, we will have another puff stitch. So for that, yarn over and insert your hook into this magic circle and grab your yarn. Yarn over for the 2nd time, insert your hook into this magic circle and grab your yarn. Yarn over for the 3rd time, insert your hook into this magic circle and grab your yarn. Here it is. You're going to have 7 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull your yarn through all 7 loops and chain 1 and 2. So after every puff stitch, we are going to have our chain 2. And here it is. It looks like this. And now we're going to repeat this pattern for another 5 times. In total, we're going to need 8 puff stitches here with our 8 sets of this chain 2. So again, for this 4th puff stitch, yarn over for 3 times. So here it is. It's 1, 2, and 3. You're going to have 7 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull your yarn through all 7 loops. And now have chain 2. So here it is. It's 1 and 2. Again, for your 5th puff stitch, yarn over for the 3 times. So it's 1, 2, and 3. Yarn over and pull your yarn through all 7 loops and chain 2. Here. And now repeat this pattern for another 3 times and I'm going to meet you after that. So you're going to have 8 puff stitches with 8 sets of this chain 2 and I'm going to meet you at the end. And here it is. I got this 8th puff stitch here, my last puff stitch, and I'm going to have my last chain 2 and just going to, this is my loose end, so just going to pull this loose end and tighten up my work. Here it is. And here it is. It looks like this. And now we will go to this 1st puff stitch. So this is our puff stitch. Remember, this is our chain 1 and this is our chain 2. So this is our chain 1 and this is our puff stitch. So we will go to this puff stitch. Insert your hook into this puff stitch here like this and grab your yarn and have one slip stitch here. And here it is. Our work looks like this. And this is the end of our round number 1. And now for round number 2, we will go to this next chain 1 space. So here it is. This is your next chain 1 space. Insert your hook into this chain 1 space and grab your yarn. And here we're going to have one slip stitch. So have one slip stitch. And now we will go to this chain 2 space. So again, go to this chain 2 space here and grab your yarn and have one more slip stitch here. Just like this. So here we're going to have 2 extra slip stitches. Here it is. And now to start our round number 2, chain 1 and loosen up your work a little bit. And now we will work in between these 2 puff stitches. We will work into this chain 2 space, and here we're going to have another 5 puff stitches. So for that, just loosen up your work like this, and we're going to have 5 puff stitches here. So for that, we're going to start with our first puff stitch, and for that we're going to need our 3 yarn overs. So here it is. Yarn over for the first time, insert your hook into this chain 2 space and grab your yarn. Yarn over for the second time, insert your hook and grab your yarn. Yarn over for the third time, insert your hook into this chain 2 space and grab your yarn. You're going to have 7 loops on your hook, yarn over, and pull your yarn through all 7 loops and chain 1. Now remember, here we will have only chain 1. For our round number 1, we have 2 chains after every puff stitches. Here for our round number 2, we're going to have only 1 chain, and here it is. It looks like this. And now we're going to have another 4 puff stitches into our this same chain 1 space with chain 1. So here it is. For our second puff stitch, it's 1, 2 and 3. Yarn over and pull your yarn through all 7 loops and chain 1 only, not chain 2, just 1 chain 1. So here it is. We're going to have another 3 puff stitches here. So here it is. It's 1, 2 and 3 and chain 1. 1, 2 and 3 and chain 1. We got 4 puff stitches. We're going to have our last puff stitch here. So it's 1, 2 and 3. Yarn over and pull your yarn through all 7 loops and chain 1 only. And here it is. It looks like this. And now after this last chain 1, we will skip over this next puff stitch and we will go to this chain 2 space. Now here we're going to have only 1 puff stitch, but our puff stitch will have 4 yarn overs here. So for that, after this chain 1, skip this next puff stitch, go to this chain 2 space and yarn over for 4 times here. So here it is. This is our first yarn over. Insert your hook and grab your yarn. Yarn over for the second time. Insert your hook and grab your yarn. Yarn over for the third time. Insert your hook and grab your yarn. And now yarn over for the 4th time and insert your hook into the same chain 2 space and grab your yarn. And here it is. Now you're going to have 9 loops on your hook. So here it is. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. You're going to have 9 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull your yarn through all 9 loops and chain 1. So you're going to have a slightly bigger puff stitch here compared to this all other puff stitches. And now we will skip over this next puff stitch and we will go to this next chain 2 space. And here again we're going to have only 1 puff stitch, but we will have 4 yarn overs. So for that, yarn over and insert your hook into this chain 2 space and grab your yarn. So this is your first yarn over, 2, 3 and 4. And here it is. You're going to have 9 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull your yarn through all 9 loops and chain 1. And now we will skip over this next puff stitch and we will be here into over this chain 2 space. And here we're going to have 2 puff stitches. So here again we will yarn over for 3 times, not 4 times. So here yarn over for 4 times only for this 2 puff stitches. Now on this one we will yarn over for 3 times only. So just have a 3 yarn overs. So here it is. After this chain 1, go to this chain 2 space and have 1 puff stitch with only 3 yarn overs. So it's 1, 2 and 3. Yarn over and pull your yarn through all of your 7 loops and chain 1. And we will have another puff stitch here with 3 yarn overs. So here it is. It's 1, 2 and 3. Yarn over and pull your yarn through all 7 loops and chain 1. Here it is. And now we will have another 2 chains here. So it's 1 and 2. So in total we have 3 chains here. So after this puff stitch, we got over this 1, 2 and 3 chains. So have this 3 chains, and now we will have another 2 puff stitches into over the same chain 2 space with 3 yarn overs. So here it is, just like this. So here it is. Again, it is 1, 2 and 3. Yarn over and pull your yarn through all of your 7 loops, chain 1. Again, yarn over for 3 times. So here it is. It's 1, 2 and 3. yarn over and pull your yarn through all 7 loops and chain 1. Here it is. It looks like this. And now we will skip over this next puff stitch and we will go to this chain 2 space, and here again we're going to have only 1 puff stitch but with 4 yarn overs. So we will repeat our this pattern. So again, into this chain 2 space, have 1 puff stitch but with 4 yarn overs. So here it is. It's 1, 2, 3 and 4. Yarn over and pull your yarn through all 9 loops and chain 1. Skip this next puff stitch, go to this chain 2 space and have another puff stitch, 1 puff stitch only with 4 yarn overs. So this is your first yarn over, 2, 3 and 4. Here it is. Yarn over and pull your yarn through all 9 loops and chain 1. Here it is. It looks like this, and we will be here into this chain 2 space. So we will skip out this next puff stitch. We will be here on this chain 2 space, and here again we're going to have our 5 puff stitches with 1 chain 1, and our puff stitches will be with 3 yarn overs. So here it is. We are here into this chain 2 space, have 5 puff stitches here. So it's 1, 2 and 3. Yarn over and pull your yarn through all 7 loops, chain 1. It is 1, 2, 3, chain 1. This is the second puff stitch, 1, 2, 3. This is your third puff stitch, chain 1, 1, 2 and 3. This is your fourth puff stitch, chain 1, and 1, 2 and 3. This is your last puff stitch with chain 1. So have your 5 puff stitches here with chain 1. Here it is. And now we will go to this chain 2 space. So skip here this next puff stitch, go to this chain 2 space, insert your hook and grab your yarn here. Now go to this magic circle. So we will go to this magic circle here into this space, and we will insert our hook into this magic circle, and your hook will be here at the back just like this. Now yarn over and grab your yarn and pull your yarn on the top like this. So you're going to have 3 loops on your hook. Here it is. And now we will go to this first puff stitch. So this is your chain 1 and this is your first puff stitch. So we will go to this first puff stitch, this stitch here, and insert your hook into this puff stitch and yarn over and grab your yarn. Here it is. You're going to have 4 loops on your hook. Now yarn over and pull your yarn through all 4 loops. Here it is. And tighten up your work. Here it is. And now you can turn your work and cut your yarn. I will not cut my yarn because I already have my this one piece here. So here it is. I've already cut my yarn here at the end, and I will hide my this ends in. So these are my ends. So just hide your ends in. So here it is. After this last stitch, cut your yarn and pull your yarn and tighten up your work and hide your this ends in. If you want, you can hide all of your this ends in. I will just pull my yarn here and I will hide only one end. If you don't want to hide this end, it's completely all right, because this one is going to be inside. So this anyway going to be hidden inside. So that's fine. So just have your this, cut your this yarn and hide your this end in and make another piece just like this one, and do not cut your yarn. So remember not to cut your yarn, and we will attach our these 2 parts together here. So I'm going to meet you after that. So here it is. I'm here. I haven't cut my yarn here, and now this is my first piece and this is the back side. So I'm just going to attach my this 2 parts together. So now I'm here on my this first puff stitch. If you can see, I'm here on my this first puff stitch. I will go to this chain 1 space here. So directly insert your hook into this chain 1 space. So after having this second part, you are not going to cut your yarn and go to this chain 1 space here, and now have your the second part. Make sure you are working at the back side, and here you're going to find your this one puff stitch. So this is your first puff stitch and this is your chain one. So here it is. We will go to this chain one here and insert your this hook into this chain one. You can see it from here like this, and here like this. And now yarn over and grab your yarn and pull your yarn through all of your loops here. Like this. Have a slip stitch. So pull your yarn through all of your loops and then have chain one. Again, go to this next stitch, insert your hook into both the sides. Here it is, like this. Yarn over and grab your yarn and have one slip stitch. So pull your yarn through all of your loops and chain one. Again, go to this next stitch, insert your hook. Here again, insert your hook like this. Yarn over and pull your yarn through all of your loops and chain one. Now keep on having this pattern until here, until you're this chain 3. And I'm going to meet you here on my this last stitch and will tell you what to do here on your this chain 3. So keep on repeating your pattern with one slip stitch and one chain 1 until here, and I'm going to meet you here. And here it is. I'm here on my this corner, and here on this bottom side, on this chain 3 space on both the sides, we will have only 2 slip stitches and 2 chain 1s. Here it is. So we will repeat our pattern only for 2 times here. So for that, just insert your hook into this chain 3 space directly and grab your yarn and have one slip stitch and chain 1. Go again into that same space, insert your hook, grab your yarn and have one slip stitch and chain 1, and that's it. We will not have 3 stitches, we will have only 2 stitches here. And now we will be here on our this next puff stitch. So just insert your hook into this next puff stitch. This is your stitch and go at the back, and this is your puff stitch. So just insert your hook into this puff stitch here, grab your yarn and have one slip stitch and chain 1. And now keep on repeating this pattern all the way until here, until end, and I'm going to meet you here. So keep on repeating your pattern here, keep on attaching your this work, keep on having your one slip stitch and chain 1, and I'm going to meet you here at the end. And here it is. I'm at my this last puff stitch here. So here it is. These are my 2 puff stitches, and I will grab the yarn and we'll have a slip stitch here and chain 1, chain 1, and now I will go to this space here. So after this last stitch, just go to this space here and insert your this hook into this space. So we are working on this round number 2 here like this, and grab your yarn and have one slip stitch here. It's just gonna have one slip stitch here just like this, and now I'm gonna have chain 30. So it's 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 27 28 29 and 30. So have your just 30 chains and go to this space somewhere here, grab your yarn and have one slip stitch here, and that's gonna be your loop. Here it is. And now we will cut our yarn and we will secure our this last stitch here, and now we will hide over this. And then so for that, have this needle and we'll just go at the down here, just gonna have a little knot here just to secure my yarn, and I will insert my this end inside. Here it is. I'm just gonna hide this one. Here it is. it is. Your little hearts with puff stitch are ready. It looks like this. Nice, cute, and simple. And here. And I hope you have liked my today's tutorial. If you have liked, please like, share, and comment on my videos. And please, please, please subscribe to my channel. And I will see you into the next video. Till then, bye.